gas still on. Alright, so get this microwave out. You unplug it first off. Oh shoot, well, we're about to go around this plug since they did that. You can see, bud? We got the 2 front screws off. You see the screws? Now you're gonna get the 2 front screws off and it's gonna start tilting down. Keep it recording though. It's still recording.
The tip on you hold the record.
Okay. Get the camera. Hang on, set the glasses. Yeah. Oh. All right, so this was the only thing screw that was holding the microwave up from the bottom. So I can hear. So it works. Disconnect the plumb at first. Before you start taking all this and everything apart. Oh, this most likely is hand tight. There's always water in the P-trap. Where the sink is apart. We're gonna need to hit that wall out so we can get around this thing for right now.
You might keep that for the new sink.
The water's off to the house, should be. I mean, I'd like to keep that for the new sink, but I don't think we can be able to. That's all been glued right there. That's glued in. All this is glued in. Alright. Can you pause it for a second? I need to go get the wrench. Take this stuff off. This line going to the dishwasher. I'm gonna go and make sure I turn everything off so if we do say go turn the water on, it won't be squirting out. That maybe. But you know, we still gotta have a water leak. You can pause a little bit. If you see me working on something too long.
Attitude problem.
still recording that. I guess. Move on to something else. All right, so I got all the plumbing disconnected, I think. Should, so I can go on and start taking the countertop off. And then we'll hit this out to get the base cabinet out. We'll worry about the plumbing and stuff later. Let me see it. All right, as you can see, this breaker say dishwasher. I had it off, but you see it was still beeping. So it's going to show you got to double check everything. Just turn everything off. Let's test it out again. All right, it's off now.
You turn something else off?
It just is on a different plug, I guess, and I got to figure that out later. Wrap this up really good, because I'm gonna turn the lights back on. See how they put it down right there? Then screws and nails right there. Them were concrete nails, which you can just hammer that straight into the concrete, but that's really hard to have that go straight into the concrete. So you probably just kept hitting it real hard to get it there. They made this island. So this was a dead corner, the same thing we gonna put in here. Just gonna get these countertops up. I mean, not the countertops, the table. You got, I was about to say their name, I forgot we gonna hit this on.
Jackpot.
Jackpot! Going to the strip club tonight. He said that. Thanks, my bad. We got money. Alright, this side of the kitchen is out. You can do that on the camera.
You said what?
I'll do that on the camera. I know I got you all tired. What you were saying, you need a break?
I was out there.
Prepared. It's not prepared. It's probably mixed now. That's what they did. They didn't probably pull it out now. They're not attaching the bottom. All right, another little lapse of time lapse. Not a time lapse, just a video. Kitchen's done. That pantry over there, we trying to decide if we're gonna put some modern day shelves, not modern day, but just wood shelves over there. I don't know why I keep making up my own words. For the kitchen demo, let's get to the bathroom. Wait, hold on. I gotta get back here. All right. We already did the kitchen and everything. What did it have? I don't know how many cabinets it had, about 7 or 10.
about 10 feet ceiling.
This one right here 10 feet. Like, I could touch the ceiling like this.
I did not like the room.
That's crazy. All right, y'all see we on camera. So I don't know how many cabinets it's had, but yeah, we don't go with like, you know, cabinets from IKEA, Home Depot, or Lowe's, Price Shop, and then let's see which one
After right here, and then that's where we're gonna have the 2 chairs at.
Okay.
Yeah, the kitchen outlet. I was like the peninsula, that's what they call
It's
it.
a nice fridge.
And then you know, that's where the microwave and stove gotta go because of the gas line, so it's gotta go right here.
What's that go here?
That's where we talking about where we
Yeah.
might that's where we talking about where we might put the
Fridge.
well, the fridge might go right here. I gotta tell you about the fridge. If we get it from IKEA, that fridge what Jay was talking about, it only comes in one color, I think, or 2 colors, and it's not good.
Yeah, we were trying to do that hidden one.
That's $3,000 you said, right?
I thought you were still going with it.
That's you just wanted it.
I said it's too much money to get folks. What if we don't know about the HVAC unit yet and stuff?
I know, that's what I said. So we gonna wait till
I
later.
hear that.
So this gonna be you know, a cabinet right here, and maybe one over the top the usual way, how everybody else do it. IKEA is still refrigerator depth cabinet that comes like right here, or they still want a regular what everybody else has. And so we have to decide if we want to pay $200 or $300 more for a cabinet over the refrigerator, which nobody else really uses for real anyway.
Ours is completely empty. We
Yeah.
never even go up there.
Alright, what else we think we do? Oh, we could do under cabinet lighting, like the one motion sensor.
We go for a seat.
Not with IKEA. Theirs is made. If we do IKEA. But anyway, I mean, we could probably look into it, but they don't normally are way heavier.
Yeah.
The extra support. Yeah, and the cabinets put in, laser level going up, so we can make sure they all straight. Yeah. You want that air brake?
Oh my God, you have to touch it.
Disgusting. Why would someone leave it inside?
I bet you it's mine.
As you can see, I got my cabinets from IKEA, maybe you can see that. But these are cabinets, I chose these because they have a good railing system that I like to use. And basically you just attach it to the back of the wall, almost like a ledger board that you'll do for other cabinets. And then the other thing I have to do, it stands up about 3 inches off the ground. But even still right here, you know, the plumbing was in the beginning of the video. So I had to cut out the holes for that. And I found the best way to do this just to cut a little slit in the back of the cabinet was the best way for me. Then you just hang it up there. One person couldn't have did this, but this was the sink cabinet that's 36 inches. And now you're gonna see me installing 6-inch recessed lighting or cam lighting up in the ceiling. So right now I'm hooking up a 6-inch hole saw that I got. They do sell these at Home Depot that has a cover that's attached to it to collect some dirt. But I tried this out for the first time, and I will be going back to the cover. My other cover had broke. I already marked out where I'm gonna put all my lights at. It's a guy that I've been watching called something Palmer Electrical or something like that. Palmer Electrical, I think that's his channel. He show you a good way how to map out your recessed lighting in your place. And I stick my hand up through the hole just so I can see where my joist is at. All right, got my holes drilled. Ceiling light that was existing moved, well, thrown away, not just moved. And I'm gonna cap that off and let's run these wires daisy chain style. Yeah, right. I don't really have anybody to hold a camera for me while I do this today. So, but this wire right here, like most wires in the house and most homes, if it's a red wire, that means it's the switch leg or the switch lead that leads to the light. And then they ran 3 wire. So they have black back here, which is constant power. I tested that, so that's how I know it's constant power back here. And then for some reason, these neutrals These two over here, no, these two are powered for some reason. No clue why. Maybe my meter just so close and these are touching to where it's reading, but normally these are neutral. It was connected to this other one that I know for sure is a neutral coming from the switch here. So I'm just gonna reconnect all these again like it was before and reconnect my new neutral to run it to get all the rest of my recessed lighting up. And then I'll get some footage of this, whatever I can. Well, just saw this part right here. I don't know, you can see that there's some of the copper wire showing on this wire, so it might be doing that on the other ones. So wherever I see, I'm going to wrap it in black tape and hoping the light is gonna assume it's a power wire later on. All right, daisy chain is, I have it open upstairs where the tub and shower is at. That's why you see all the way to that window up there. But, so I ran that through a hole that was already in that box. It was an empty hole. So somebody punched the hole out for no reason. And then, so this is gonna be the first of my lights. First of the light are the first of the part of the chain that I'm gonna run, which is called a daisy chain. Then we're gonna come from this light. We're gonna run one wire to this light. Since I don't have access to these wires right here, the circles look like they off. Since I don't have access to them wires right there going across, I'm not going to flow up that much more. So I'm gonna run one coming over here. And then it's gonna be, so one is coming from the power source to over here. Then so this one is gonna have 3 more conductors in one box. So one is gonna run to that one's gonna run to that one, and one coming from the power source, 3. The middle one right here, it's gonna be the same way. One's gonna come from right here, one's gonna go to that light, the other one's gonna come down to this light. Then finally at the end, we're gonna have 2. One's gonna go to that light, and then one's gonna go to that light. I don't know why I lost train of thought, but that's how it's gonna be ran. All right, all done. As I said, one wire on the left side, and then on this side, 2 of the cam lights has 3 wires, and the last one has 2 just going to feed the last one. And if I had another one over there, I just run 3 on that and keep going downhill, down the lane. And then now I'm gonna connect all of these back to how they're supposed to be. That red wire is gonna connect to my black wire in my 14-2. And we're gonna just connect color for color the rest of them. So let's get my lights out. So I get this brand, which is called Amico. And I got it off Amazon. I'm using it on other projects. I'm using it in the house I'm living in now. And whoa, got these lights way too close. I didn't realize. On the front of the box, it says 6 to 7 feet spacing. And I have mine at 4 feet. It's gonna be bright. But I put dimmers on my kitchens. These are dimmable lights also. And these have 5 different colors. Comes with a code template. Don't use that. I'm gonna pick that up later. We don't use that part because I have my hole saw that's 6 inches already. I don't do it with the jab saw, drywall saw, keyhole saw. So these are the instructions. I haven't even read them. So come in here and we're gonna get 6 out. 3, 2, 4, 6. All right, here we go. Camera adjusted good to it. So I thought it was gonna be like bright, then zoom out, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, all done. Just 6 lights, not too many. Might put a dim on it, might not. It's not too bright in this kitchen. It'll be up to the other homeowners if it's too bright for them. This is the way they install countertops. They'll have some high-tech device, I guess, they come out with, and they'll bring it out and they basically put a red dot across the way, and then the computer maps out where all the measurements are for the countertop. So he used a tape measure very rarely on this job site. All right, I'm gonna show you how to install the drawer handles. So I have 5-inch handles, which gives me a 5-inch spread. So I already got it marked with my tape on here. I always install 5-inch handles, that's why this one already marked. So I already marked the center of this, which you can measure it, but I just eyeballed it up there, which you probably want to measure, not eyeball. So I'll just put that on there just like that. So, but first I need to see the size of the drawer. It's 15. So 7.5 is the middle. I like to burn an inch. So that means I'll be marking it at 8.5. Then line these two marks up. So you already marked the middle of this. I don't know if you can see it on white hands. Line it up that way. And since I already got the tape off and mark my holes, I can mark my holes right here. With the drill bit, you can just see what screws you have and see what size drill bit you need. I don't worry about the back blowing out. I just wipe in my hand. Nobody can see that anyway. And when I put the screw against it, it'll be okay. So they come with these screws right here, which are longer, where you can break off some of them. But these, the standard ones, work just fine for me. With these cabinets. Gonna put that in there. I'll put my drill bit on first, so it won't push out. And tighten it down. That's it. Alright, this video is gonna be about installing this Whirlpool microwave I got from Home Depot. It's the one that was like, I think it was like $228 before discounts. And so I opened up out the box already. And then I cut out my template. And then the template shows you exactly where everything needs to go. Like right here it say AB. Here go A, there go B. That's for the mounted to the wall behind you. The upper cabinet mount is the E and the D. And then F is for the vent, which I'm not gonna use. And then G is the power supply cord right here. Now I'm not using the vent because this is self-venting. It'll go back in the room. All right, I gotta move this plug up into the cabinet. I left it right there on purpose, so later. And then this is not how you wire a plug up. See that brass copper there showing like that? That could cause a fire. Let's see. I think this screw was loose. I don't think I untightened this screw. It had to be tight. I must have untightened it some. Then this way, that's not a correct shepherd's hook, which also can touch another wire and cause an arc and a fire. And this is the ground, which they somewhat got it wrapped good. Up there, I already got clips of me moving plugs. And I just got to put a cover on there. So let's get the microwave mounted. All right, let's get my microwave up. So I'm gonna use the arrows up here to go to the template that I cut up. And then, so how the words say, rear wall mounting holes, A and a B. So I already drill a hole. And I hit a stud. No stud. Okay, let's get these mounted. All right, I was using the mounting hardware that was included. So these are, I think they're called butterfly bolts. And so this got to go inside the wall, and then this expands and holds to the wall. I had it backwards that way. So I got to make a bigger hole for this bolt. So when we lift it up, we're going to put the power cord in there first. Hook it on here. Have it tilted down. I'm going to put the power cord over there. Then I'm going to tell you to push it up. Then I'm going to get it in middle screws. Okay, so I got my drill ready. Okay. You ready to pick it up and put it over there? You gotta get the whole microwave. Put the bottom part on that bracket first. Look, is on there. No, hold on. Let me put the cord in first. Let me see. All right, so I'm gonna put a backsplash on the back of the kitchen wall. So we're gonna start on the right side because this part is gonna get seen more and go over there, which we might have a little piece over there when we do the top row, second row. But let's get started. I didn't make a video on how to tile a backsplash because this video already is too long. I think it's over 30 minutes already. So I'm just gonna do a little time lapse, show you how to do it. Basically what you do is I use a tile adhesive, not the mortar, for the backsplash since it's not a water prone area. And you get the trowel size that's the same thickness of your tile. Essentially, that's a good way to know what trowel size you need. And I don't even remember what trowel size I use, but basically if you buy this trowel size, get it with your towel, and you can just put it up there against it when you're in the store looking for it. And then the tricky part to this is just marking around the plugs like I'm doing right now. Then I'm gonna mark around this plug and trace it so I can go out to the saw. And I made a bunch of small cuts to make this square to make it perfect. Coming soon, the bathroom remodel of 2 bathrooms.